I got you. I'm just trying to figure out why was he getting on the plane doing all of that? Like, why was all that necessary?
That's him, man. I don't
Yo,
know.
he
He
do that
crazy.
everywhere. That's my man.
That's how he be. He be doing that, yeah, everywhere he be.
That's crazy. I'm like, why? He must have not took a trip in a while. He don't gotta be doing all that, all of
You
them
never
dances, getting on the flight.
you never seen me posting before? That's my
I don't think
man.
so.
That's my
Mm-mm.
man.
Why is it so close up? I feel like it's like my face is taking up the whole joint. Not that that's a problem or anything, you know.
I mean the splits is, let me see if I can. How about that split? You
Yeah,
like that one
I
better?
like that joint. Yeah.
This
Well,
one?
what y'all think?
All right. Yeah, give it a little background. All right.
Yeah, give it a little perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a little. I'm trying to do it where I could be on Instagram at the same time so we could see the comments and stuff.
You can just lower your volume.
Oh, that's what I gotta do. All right.
Hmm. Just turn your volume down
Yeah, give it a little perspective.
so
Okay.
it won't echo. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, that's cool because I don't want us to miss any comments or anything.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna see him.
Same thing with the link. Like y'all got the link. Like Todd, you got the link, and like if somebody wanted to pop in, we could just send them the link, and they can just click on the link.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like how you could be in a few different lives at the same time.
Yeah, like simultaneously. It was hard to get on
Hmm.
the what's the name one, trying to get on the what's the name? The Instagram one, because you gotta reload the Instagram one every time. The
Hmm.
Facebook and the what's the name one, it stays up there. But let me see what's going on. Give people a chance to tap in. Even though
Okay.
I beat y'all here and I came off of work.
Ooh,
Like
I mean, I was
I
here at
came in,
7 on the
I
dot.
came in.
Like,
I when you start coming on time, like that's not on time
well,
is not acceptable for you.
you're right. You're right. But no, I actually was
On
in
time
here.
is
I
not
had to get
acceptable.
I was like checking my audio visual because I'm using my AirPods. So I was technically in here. I was just getting myself together.
On time is not acceptable. I'm not taking
Okay.
that. You supposed to be 15 minutes early.
All right. 15 minutes. All right. Well, remember
Oh,
that
she was
next
late.
meeting. I
She
was
was
She
late.
not
was
late.
she
No,
wasn't late. She
nope.
was on time. So if you on time, you
Oh,
late.
man, I thought
On
we
time
had
is
her. I
late.
thought we had her.
You ain't never gonna have me.
On time is late.
You
That's how you
ain't
gotta
never
give
gonna
her.
have me.
That's
Damn,
I don't
Jojo.
owe no $5. Well, it's gonna be
yeah.
one of y'all first. Gotta add $5 to the account.
I
I
was
put
just
my
waiting for
money on
the.
her.
I was waiting for the
I
text.
do
Like
too. I
I
put
was
my
waiting
money
for the
on her
text.
too.
Like, oh, is you ready? Is you ready? Is you ready? I was waiting to get a text. Like as if
Oh nah.
I was running late.
Mm-mm. No, I was
H, what's up, H?
UH.
I want to see.
I was
Go
texting
ahead.
y'all a lot this week, So I was like, let me get them a break. I know they tired of seeing my name pop up.
That was cool for me because I'm in the crib. I ain't had shit to do, but
Hmm. Yeah.
I was
So
I was on stuff.
So
But
if y'all tapped in on Instagram, just bear with us because we can't see all the comments. But if you on YouTube, we can see your comments like live, I believe. So yeah, like the YouTube comments come up live, but the Instagram one's a little delayed. But what am I about to say? But yeah,
what's going
no
on?
drink tonight. No drink. What is going on in the world? Like
Didn't we just have a conversation about alcohol?
that was that was a month ago. Honestly, that was a month ago. I seen him out with red cups after that. I felt bad about putting the clip up. I'm like, he fraud. Right after
I
he
had
posted the
Well,
picture with the solo, I put the clip out.
I had Capri Sun in that cup. I ain't feel comfortable going walking around with the Capri Sun patch. I went to
ooh,
a cookout where they only had Capri Suns, water, and alcohol, bro.
listen, not Capri
Capri
Sun.
Suns is wild.
Somebody in the comments said that man a damn drunk.
They
Who
know him
squirt?
well. Who? No, they ain't talking about me. They know you well.
They
It's
talking about shit.
AJ Veer 20. Y'all know who that is?
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's Melendez. Yeah, yeah. Even though
Yeah.
that clip I put up today with me dancing, I was what's the name? I was tripping.
Yeah, you was
I was
drunk. I definitely
embarrassed.
asked you. I'm like, well, what song was going on? Like,
I don't even remember. I definitely was embarrassed. H didn't even repost it. That's how he is. Yeah. He had his stomach out. He was
he
wild.
had the chest out. I
I
peeped.
know he was in Philly, and it doesn't require you to wear a shirt like that open. I know he wasn't out of town, so he was wild.
It was a matching set. That joint was fire though. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like that set. That was a real nice set. But what's going on, y'all? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I tested negative today, so I'm back, man.
You had the COVID, huh?
stay,
Yeah,
Ass.
stay down as
listen,
long as you can, bro.
for everybody that thought that shit was going, that shit ain't no going nowhere. That shit had me on my ass. Like it
For
was the
real?
first time. Like it was 2020 all over again.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Have
that shit.
caught COVID 10 times.
Real shit. I feel like that's that gel though. That's the
Yeah.
Diddy, man.
Because why would you ever tell him he needs some emergency? Remember you talking about have you
Yeah,
always sick? You need some emergency.
Yo, that's
he
the place I
do.
work at. Yo, it ain't.
They
The
what's the
cleaning.
name?
Ah.
You know how you clean the filters, like the vents, they just spray
Mhm.
paint over 'em. They spray paint them over 'em. Yeah.
Yo, they don't even clean the vents no more, bro. That's the crazy part. They don't even clean them no more. Man.
That's crazy. The lady used to come through and hit her with some white spray paint so they could look clean.
Wait, so
Yeah.
instead of actually cleaning anything, they
Cleaning
would just
them,
spray.
yeah.
Wow,
But
that's
they always got them
crazy.
dry. They always got them dry events though. They kept them dry events clean. But let's get
I
into
w-
it though. I don't wanna preload too long. Go ahead. What you was gonna say, Ty?
no, I was just about to say on the topic of COVID though, like I was wondering like, do I need to go back to wearing my mask? Because a lot of people keep talking about how like it's a new strain, it's more contagious. Well, we've been hearing that a few times, but like I'm wondering, should I go back to wearing the mask? Like we 4 years later, and it's still a thing.
But I
You
think
want X had he caught it more than me, so
no. Listen, I quit it. This is only my third time for real, but
I mean, that's a lot of time.
that
yeah.
is. But the second time I was like fresh off the shot, so I ain't get no symptoms at all.
Oh
The
all
first
right.
time I was like bad off, where I was like close to,
But you was
and
about to check.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why
So
I ain't want to make fun of him until he get better. Now I can laugh
yeah.
Like
about
you
it.
was in the hospital.
I never
No, I
went to
ain't.
the hospital because I was scared. They were saying people was dying at the hospital.
Yeah, don't go to the hospital.
Yeah.
People don't
So I
come
was
back
scared
when
to
they
death.
yeah.
But
Y'all
Not
I
don't
ain't
supposed to
listen to
tell you.
them. If y'all need to
listen.
go to the hospital, go to the hospital. Don't listen
I
to
wasn't
these
going to.
people.
I wasn't
Not
going
for
to no
COVID.
hospital.
Not for COVID.
No.
So you just want to go home and die, like, or stay home and just die, like, not no,
I
seek
stayed
no
up.
medical treatment.
I ain't
You
even go to
stayed,
sleep.
you
I
stayed.
was scared to go to sleep. Yeah. Wake up. You ever see Nightmare on Elm Street when they were trying to stay up from
Yeah.
they want to fall asleep from Freddy? That was me.
Yeah. I'm glad you
but,
can laugh about it now, but not you trying to stay awake.
The real shit.
but usually they do that when you got a head injury, like not when you sick.
Yo, I wasn't trying to go to sleep.
Your
I thought I was
body
going to
need
check.
your body needs sleep.
No.
Your body
I,
needs sleep when you sick. Now, when you got a
You
head
might be
injury
taking it.
or a
I was
concussion,
like this. Fuck
You
that.
take
Yeah.
that little nap might be the last
yeah.
nap.
Yeah, that might
After
be the last joint. I was
that,
cool. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm gonna stay up.
Yo,
take
I
that
I
ain't
little.
stay up.
never heard of nobody not going to sleep
No,
because they
No,
sick and don't want to not wake up. Like y'all different.
no, but
Like, y'all real
no,
different.
but people was saying that during COVID. Like, I'm not advising nobody not to go to the hospital when they sick, but they said like people was going in and they was not coming out. Like, and
see
you
my
Yeah,
know, things start to say like once you get that, maybe it's a coincidence in people if you're that bad off and you got to go to
yeah.
the hospital, then yeah, the writing was on the wall. But yeah,
right.
See
Or
my
you
thing is
waited. Go
my
too
ahead.
thing is
late.
y'all know I got diabetes and I got high blood
Yeah.
pressure. So
Oh
It
wow.
hit you a
when
little
it
harder.
first
Yeah.
came out, it was saying people like that was not making it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like I was scared to death. Like, no,
Stop.
just stay up. Just stay. I thought it would be better for me if I stayed the fuck woke. Yeah, real shit. Yeah,
Your
that's
body
how I was.
fighting extra hard. Your body like, dang, I already gotta fight COVID. Now I can't get no
Now I
sleep.
Man,
gotta
I
fight
can't
sleep
get no
too.
rest.
now you tell a wife and keep me
You-
up. Smack me if I go to sleep.
Listen. I had to.
Woo.
I
All
had,
right,
I
we
had to
gonna have
fight it.
to. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all making me sweat. Like I'm cracking up
Yeah,
over
me
here. But
too.
we really gonna have to have a conversation about health and wellness because we gonna have to have some talks. Because
We
ain't
need
no
some get
way,
together.
right? And have I didn't know you was a diabetic and you had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay, let me get out of
I
my
just went to
nursing bag.
I just went to the dentist and they talking about it'll be like $900 out of pocket. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be back. catch me in February. Let me see what my income tax saying. The
Whole
rest of
time
that,
you gonna
them
be whole
cavities get
time whole time you about to be missing a side tooth because you don't
yeah.
want to go to the
I'm like,
dentist.
oh,
Like
that cavity get wait to get full.
No.
Like, yeah.
nine
Nah,
hundred
but this.
dollars? Why?
$900 because I used to get the discount from the you know what I mean from the spot, but
Mm-hmm.
they looked at my paperwork. They said, oh, you ain't there no more. Like you don't get that deal.
You said,
I
They
said
ain't
how
just
much is
run that.
good. I said how much is going to set me back. They said about $900.
whoa. With insurance?
This was Blue Cross. Yeah,
That's
no, well,
crazy.
dental is like different. So whatever my
Right,
dental is, yeah.
right. But
But
that's
still, they
900
like
out of pocket with insurance covering
yeah,
they. Yeah,
without
that's
the
crazy.
she showed me
Yeah,
without
that's
the
too much.
insurance. Yeah.
What was without the
Wow.
show?
I
Fifteen
could have
hundred.
bought a car.
15,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
That's
But let's get
crazy.
into the big news of this week. Some of the big news, because like we said, we're gonna use this Instagram live platform to not Instagram, like this live platform in general, just to talk a lot of weekly stuff and things that's been going on. And what's been big in the news this week was a couple things. We want to talk about Head favorite band first, or
Ho.
his boy group, his boy band.
It ain't a boy group. Let's introduce it right. The biggest moment in hip hop happened this week. If y'all
I
ain't
give you
know, the
that.
biggest moment in hip hop, the LOX, the Locks on Tiny Desk killed that shit.
Warlock.
Round of applause. I don't even really watch Tiny Desk, but I think
Let's give him his clap style. Let's give
Yeah, I'm giving his
what?
round of applause.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. No, I think you put it in the group chat or something like that, right?
No, I ain't been in a group chat.
Somebody
No.
somebody posted that it was coming or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And when it dropped on Monday, I was hyped. Like I think I did like 8 different Locks posts, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was too short, but it was good. It was real good. They did their thing. The
Yeah.
most loyal group in hip hop.
I'll give you
30
that.
years still rolling.
I give you that. Yeah.
And they coming to the city Sunday.
Oh, for
Damn,
real?
you
They got a
rolling out
concert?
promo for them. Yeah, you doing promo for them
He
too?
is, right. Like who you work for?
I mean, it's the Dip presents the Locks 30.
LOL.
The Dip presents the Locks 30th anniversary tour August 11th.
Hey,
No.
No,
manifested,
but yeah,
manifested.
exactly. It was a good show. That was a good joint. The turnout was nice. I think they never really tell you who coming up. They just like tell you like 3 days
Just pop
before.
out.
Like it's just like 3 days before. And the only thing I could say about that, I didn't watch it in its entirety, but just me watching Tiny Desk, like it's always not enough. Like because they get like
Yeah.
big acts and it's never enough.
Yeah,
Like damn.
yeah.
But then that's why some people can do it. Like I saw like Flo Millie had one. I'm like, how she could get a Tiny Desk? She got like 2 songs, but I guess they limit it so they can do a lot of people because it's not. So I walked away from it wanting like, damn, I want to hear more Locks. Like,
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. I never watched the Tiny Desk before. I only watched clips, and then when I realized it's really only the clips, like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
only
Mm-hmm.
that long. Like they show you what
yeah.
songs
All
they
the clips
did,
you
but
seen, like, yeah, that's really
yeah.
it. Yeah, they
But
do all of
I
them. Yeah,
watched that. It was good. I think I watched Tim's before too, because I got a thing for Tim's. But
yeah,
other
that's my
than that,
baby too. That's my baby.
I never watched Tiny. But I was impressed. I wasn't disappointed. They never disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
30 years strong. Shout out to the Locks.
Why
Wow, that's
Kiss
a
was
long
always
time.
why Kiss always standing in the middle?
Somebody got to be in the middle, man.
Somebody gotta be
Somebody
the
got
B of the group,
somebody.
Beyonce of the
Somebody
group.
got to be the head.
Yeah. No, it was good to see them perform and stuff like that. And I think it's something to hear an artist behind like a live band and stuff like that is good.
Hmm.
That was dope.
Yeah,
Like it had real instruments and real backup singers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fire.
Like
Even
to
the
yeah. I
hear
girl
him
that
really
do
was
some.
singing
like.
in the back.
I
Yeah,
really like Tiny Desk for that because they bring a whole different vibe to it when you hear
Right.
it live. And
Right.
I agree with y'all. I do feel like it should kind of be reserved for like the old school artists that
yeah,
have like hits or just not even. I mean, it could be hits, but also songs that like make us real nostalgic. Like I feel
yeah,
Right.
like it should kind of be reserved for those artists versus like the newer artists where it's like you still got work to do.
yeah.
With the other ones like when you bring it live, it just put a whole different twist on it. So they should definitely serve it or
Oh,
save it
look
for
at that.
like
Oh,
the
look at
old
that.
John. What? Okay.
Oh, I'll just put that on there, but I'm gonna take it off because I don't like how it looks. It's too small. I like our faces bigger. But yeah, I think that's the I agree. I'm gonna leave it
Did
at that. I
y'all?
agree.
Yeah. Did y'all watch the Kamala and the vice president last night? They was in Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
what's
was
his
Did
in
y'all
name?
know that?
Philly.
Something Walls or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Tim Walls. Is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody
Tim
correct
Wall.
me if I'm wrong. I really
Tim
like him
Wall.
though. Like I never really heard of him. Yeah, it's Tim Walz, Walz,
Yeah.
Waltz, or
Yeah.
however you
Wall.
pronounce it. But like, I never really knew about him. I heard a little bit on the radio, and then when I realized, I heard, yeah, because the radio announced it was going to be in Philly because they talked about the traffic, because it was at the Leah Core Center.
Yeah.
And then when
Mm,
I had tuned in, because my mom sent the message to everybody she know, which is good because I would have just totally forgot. But I felt like it was really good, and it did get me interested in what's happening now with politics and with the election. Because to be honest, like when it was still Biden and Trump, I was like, I just can't believe that 4 years later we in the same boat. But
yeah.
now it's like I don't know. Now she in the mix. It's like it's giving it a new energy, a new vibe. So yeah, if y'all didn't see it, y'all should go on YouTube and watch just to kind of get a understanding of like what they're saying they'll bring to the table for
I
voting
did.
purposes.
I did say that. I did want to do like research this time around and see what
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know who I want to be clear about who I'm voting for
Mhm.
before I do it. So I did want to watch it. I didn't watch it, but I know that traffic was effed up because I made a mistake by ordering food from City View, which is in North to
Yeah,
West
right
Philly,
there. Yeah.
and it
Oh
took
Yeah.
wow.
forever to come.
Wow.
Damn.
So yeah, the
Yeah.
traffic they shut down. I think they shut down 95 or 676 or
Because
something like that.
the Republican candidate, the VP, VD Vance or something like that, he was in town too, wasn't he? He was in South Philly doing something.
Yeah, he was in South
Like,
Philly. She was
yeah,
in
and
North.
she was like simultaneously around the same time.
Yeah, he
I don't
pulled up on
Yeah,
know.
her too. He pulled
Yeah, I
up on her
didn't.
today.
yeah,
What you say? Hub?
He he pulled up on her today at the airport. Like when she
yeah. I
was
saw
pulling
that.
in,
Yeah,
President the Trump plane was
plane was
pulling
coming
in,
in. Yeah.
and he was trying to like press her on some like they really think they G Unit and 50 Cent, bro.
What
Like
what I don't like about that is just like he kind of came out and this is first like ushering into the like the whole world. If you're not like for casual, which we are, like I'm not deep into politics. I would call myself
right,
a casual. So this is the world like America's like first introduction to him, and it seemed like he's just trying to take on the light of Trump, like being like trolly and stuff like that. And it's like,
mm-hmm.
and to be honest with you, the only person who can get away with stuff like that is Trump. Like
It's
I
Trump,
don't
right?
think you could, yeah, like if you was to help even people that I know who like Republicans and stuff like that, they was like, I don't really like him doing that too. Like like
Mhm.
you need to be the yin and the yang with that, which was like I agree, but yeah, I'm
But
excited. I think it's a good like recharge to the party because
Mhm.
like that the Biden feeling was giving you like Head was saying like you voting just because, but
Right.
like
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's just like it gave you a lesser evil type feel versus
Exactly.
like yeah being proud
Right.
of your candidate and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I got to do a little more research also, just because, like we all said, like because it felt like the lesser of the two evils, I just wasn't interested. And I also felt like if I got too into it, I would get overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, this is a big deal. Like, this is our livelihood. This is the country we live in. But once passed the baton to Kamala, and I tuned into them speaking, and they didn't speak long. It might have been like 45 minutes or an hour yesterday. But
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, it was like, it really charged me up. And then a guy, Tim Walz, like, he's hilarious. Like, he's funny. He was calling them weird old white men. Like, he was just blatantly saying stuff, and it felt like he was just a regular guy. Like, he was a high school coach, like or not a coach. He was a high school teacher of social studies, but he also was like a football coach for the school. He was in the military. His wife is an educator. So it feels like they're like the people next door.
More blue collar. Yeah.
Versus just like, millionaires or people that we can't relate to, in a sense where like y'all just in a whole different category.
Yeah.
Not just but just with your mindset and your values.
Yeah. Some people do get like too consumed with it though, like to the point where like people it's almost like it is religion. Like when they tell you don't speak about politics and religion, it's that way. Like you'll lose like coworkers and lose friends over stuff like that. And it's like some stuff you just like people don't know how to leave it at like, yo, you could believe in and you could vote for whatever you want. That's your belief, and everybody entitled to that. But it's me in like my latter 30s see how people talk about politics now. I'm like, damn, like no, like that's not what I believe, or that's not what I'm voting for. Like that don't make me like me and you can't get along or we can't speak. Like, yeah.
And it's really
crazy.
It's really nobody. Go ahead, Hev. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say, especially like the Trump followers, like they loyal to him to the T. Like they really die about that man.
It's
like,
cult like. It's cult like.
Like I don't know what it is about him, but they love him to the T. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, I also get kind of frustrated around like election time when it's people that's like saying, I mean, again, it's to each their own. Like if you want to vote or not vote, that's your prerogative, and you have that right to vote or not vote. But it also bothers me when it's like people will try to pick apart the one who seems to be better. You know what I'm trying to say? Like nobody is going to be perfect. Like no candidate is going to be perfect. They're not going to check all your boxes because, I mean, we live in this country with how many people? Everybody's going to have different like desires out of their president. But it's like when you have Trump versus somebody else, like, come on, like, what are we really talking about here? Because people were saying stuff about Kamala, like how she convicted, who she convicted. But from what I hear, she convicted people that needed to be convicted, or them saying like they didn't feel like she's, I guess, stepping up for Black people and stuff. And it's just like, I mean, we can have all these requests, but it's also like they can't do everything just because they're in office. Like it's Congress, it's other systems and processes. So it just bothers me again around election time where it's like, oh, y'all, you vote, or people vote independently. And it's like, y'all, when has an independent candidate ever won? Like, we can't. I
also think though they shouldn't like. I don't like when people encourage people to vote, but just like tell people like, well, I mean, regardless, like the narrative around the Biden and Trump thing was like, all right, they both shitty, but you gotta vote, and it's like that's a tough sell to people too. Like I understand it, but it's still a tough sell to tell people like, yo, you gotta vote. But if I feel like my vote doesn't matter, then it's all the reason to feel like it's just like a sunken place of feeling like, man, I'm not for this shit, but I feel entitled or not entitled. I feel the need or like almost un-American if I don't do it. Yeah. Like Hev mom, she don't play that. Like
I'm about to say, I hope if she up there, she probably on you check these comments. She probably up there. No, you better vote.
Yeah, you better vote. Yeah.
I get it.
I get that too. Yeah.
It's just also too like, well, when you don't vote and things are not the way you want them with the president who is in place, like, is that something that you're willing to be like, okay, well, I'll deal with this because I didn't vote. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
but I mean, we run into a lot of situations where you do vote, and I'm not saying this on no discourage people not to vote because I plan on voting this year. So you also run into a thing where you do vote for people and all the things they promise you are not being kept. So that discourages people too. So it's like a double-sided sword. Don't vote, and then you got to deal with whatever hand that you dealt, but it's do vote, and then you found out all your cards is fake or whatever like that, whatever the case may be. So it's just a double-edged sword. But I just tell people to really do their research.
Right.
And then also too, like you said, like the narrative been around this generation is that like don't just settle for a party just because that's what you supposed to vote. And nobody should do that. Any color, any creed, anything. You should vote for what best represents you and your family and your way of lifestyle in America.
Right.
Now that also is not saying that like if it's 1,000 things on the docket that you're gonna agree with all 1,000 things that people stand for. But if majority of it do align with what you think, then that's what you should go with. Like, you know, so
yeah, I agree with you.
It's just tough. It's just tough. But then like coming from like being our color, like you know, people die for the chances to vote, and for us to neglect to use it is like,
right.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Like again, it's to each their own, but it's also like within the past, let's say 4 to 8 years, the country just hasn't been in a good place. Like from how the pandemic was handled, the ongoing racial issues that we as Black people have to deal with. So it's also like something has to change, and it's like, are you going to help try to make it better or not? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Kamala, at least that's the way I felt, because it's not like I was super, to be honest. I mean, I know people were saying when she was vice president, like, what do they feel like she did, or how do they feel like she contributed? And I could kind of understand that, mainly because they talked a lot about student loan debt and really nothing happened. And I know too that was like a fight and they couldn't really do all that they wanted to do. But I understand what people were saying. Like, that was y'all 4 years ago. That was what y'all was running on, like student loan debt. Like, they're forgiven. And that's why a lot of people voted for Biden. But he, I guess, forgave some debt, but not people I knew or myself.
Right.
And, I understand what they're saying about Kamala, but based on that, the speech they gave yesterday, I felt like, wow, okay, I can at least try to do the research because I'm like interested now. So y'all should definitely, tune in. I'm sure it's on YouTube and other platforms, just so that y'all
I'll check it out.
Yeah, because they're going to touched on what they want to do, and I feel like that's like important to hear.
Yeah, I think any of it you should make a informative decision, and you should make people feel like they need your vote. Like it's not just for free. Like like because a lot of times we see this narrative like on both sides. That like if you white, you got to be Republican. If you Black, you got to be Democrat. And it's like that's what you got. That's the side you got to pick. Like it don't care what I run on or what I campaign on.
Right.
This what you need to do. If you down, with the squad, like that. So that should be. But I'm gonna leave that at that though. Well, the which really shocked the world yesterday. Not the world. I ain't gonna say the world. I ain't gonna say that. But really set the internet on fire. Drake dropped the 100 gigabytes. What you man? Like, what's going on? Like the 100 gigabytes dropped.
That's a lot.
Which I think is an awesome rollout, and nobody gives Meek credit for talking about this. Meek been talking about how you need to get away from the streams of like music platforms because they don't really know how to pay you, and you getting pennies for people to listen to your song, and you need like 1 million streams to get $10, and it's like, so Drake kind of took the approach where it's just a website and everything is pulled off the website, so he's getting paid like he went direct to consumer. And Meek's been preaching that a while, but the internet just don't like Meek. They don't give Meek no credit for nothing. And just shut up, your music not selling. Just shut up. Like, when all actuality, like with this little, what I call like a bunch of throwaways from Drake, he actually able to go direct to consumer on a project, on some stuff that he probably got to get rid of that he wasn't going to really put on an album, I don't think. But did y'all listen to any songs? How y'all feel about the songs?
It was 3 new songs, right?
3, yeah, it was 3 new songs, yeah.
1 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
I gave 1 out of 3.
Well, if this was baseball, 1 out of 3 is 300. That's a good batting average.
Hey, man. There you go. There you go. But if it was high school, 1 out of 3, you fell.
That's true.
Touche. I like 2 of the songs, and the other one I didn't really care for, but I understood it. And I think Drake's at the point of his career where all the music he makes not tailored to one person. Like it's made for different people, like along the lines of like the house music and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I did think it was okay. I think the other stuff in it was more like as you see it roll out on the internet, like the plans for the new plane or like how he
Yeah.
came up with things like that. It's kind of like a deep like a peek behind the curtain type feel. And it's like it's something different. Like everybody's
Yeah.
looking for what's the next way to go about
Something
dropping
new.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's similar to what he did with If You Reading This Is Too Late, where it just was a shock drop. So
I feel
I
like
think it's just different.
he took a page out of Beyonce book a little bit with that though. Like when she
Yeah.
dropped her album, however many years that was ago, and it was no advertising. I mean, it was still through her record label and all of that, but it was just she had no publicity around it, and she just dropped it. So
That
I mean,
was 4, right? That was 4.
no, that was her self-titled album, Beyonce.
Okay.
But I mean, of course, the platform or the way he did it was a little different. But I kind of feel like he just be taking notes from B and doing little stuff that's similar.
I don't know which one came first though. I don't know if self-title came before If You Reading This Is Too Late, but I know that was the same rollout and then everybody started doing that.
Well, we can look it up. I mean,
I
Yeah.
think B, the secret album B Jones was first.
Was first after she came off of being pregnant, right?
I'm
I
sure.
Yeah, that
I
could
don't
be
know.
right.
I just remember her doing the secret type shit, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Like ain't nobody ever do nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then
That had to
everybody
be.
started doing secret albums.
Yeah.
So what's the name? I'm about to check right now. Y'all can talk. I'll check. Just
Okay.
to fact check this.
Yeah.
You don't want to be ignorant and wrong. Yeah.
Too late. He dropped that without any like announcement.
Okay,
He
so
just
what's the
dropped
name was first? Yeah, he just dropped it. So Beyonce did it like I feel like the summer of 2014, and then he did it in 2015, and I think that's was the trend after that, and then people start doing it. So that is a page out there. Not in that style, not in that style though. Like I think that was decent that it's off the streaming platforms.
Yeah, and I mean, people
Yeah.
also mentioned that he did the same thing with when he released. I think we talked about this a while ago when he released Honestly Nevermind, and it was right after Renaissance. So people was like, "How is it Beyonce did like a house type vibe?" But with Honestly Nevermind, that was like his ode to Virgil, and Virgil, I believe, used to be like a house music DJ. So that was where I feel like, okay, he wasn't totally copying off of Beyonce, but similar.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'll say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Drake fan. I'm a Drizzy fan.
Yeah, I just think it is. Go ahead, Hev.
I said I fuck with Drake. I think
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. I fuck with him.
No,
I think he needed. I think he needed. I don't know, because the last couple joints I heard from him after the whole situation wasn't. It just wasn't hitting. Maybe it was fresh off the beef type shit, but that Delilah shit ass. He got that joint with the boy
Wagwan Delilah.
Gordo
Yeah.
ass. But the joint with 21 and Thug is fire. I give him that.
Yeah. You didn't like the one with Lotto? You didn't like that one either?
I'm gonna have to give
I
it
thought that was
I
pretty
didn't at
good.
first.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And then the other one was, I was like, it wasn't for
The other
me.
one can just go. You could dump that in the fucking sewer.
Yeah, but I think that's how I view Beyonce music. Like the last couple albums, I haven't really enjoyed Beyonce music because I know it's not like tailored to me. So I don't call it bad music. I just don't think it's music for me.
See,
What
like,
else you don't like?
Well, just like the house music vibe. Like I feel like it's not R&B as much as it used to be. Yeah, so I don't think it's bad music. I think it's just not tailored to my ears. Like it's not what I would listen to.
It's different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so you listen to Honestly Nevermind, right? Because remember, when I was on a guest. Okay. And y'all didn't like that one?
No, I didn't like it. It had now some people that I talked to said they listened to it again and it has better replay value and people enjoy it. But it's an acquired taste of music. If you only like gangster rap, of course you're not going to enjoy it.
That's what I was about to say. I've learned in my music just in my life with music.
Yeah.
I don't like change. So I don't like the new style
stuff.
of people. Even like Kanye album just came out this week too, Vultures 2.
Vultures 2,
and people saying how hot that is. I don't like that shit. I don't like that the new
Yeah.
sound and the new wave they trying to force on. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. I
Yeah.
want that old boom bap. That's the type of shit I'm into. And even
My
go ahead.
go ahead. What you saying?
Even some of like the little babies and the 21s, I was adapting to that in the futures and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I can't do that.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can't.
can't.
I can't do it either. And also, I feel like too, if you loyal to an artist, you may be more open to like hearing a new sound.
Inclined to hear different. Yeah,
Mhm.
You gotta
that's
think
true.
about it. Like, let's look at Beyonce for instance. Like, she's been in the industry for so long. I'm sure, and she's a true artist. So you know, at some point in time, she's gonna want to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's just like I don't know, like athletes who might have played in the league for, I guess, like Michael Jordan playing basketball and then going to baseball, right?
yeah,
Or
exactly.
he go from
It's
kind of,
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
but that's
No, but your expectations change. Like I'm gonna give you the sports reference for you. Like James Harden was a scorer. He scored 35, 36 points a night, and now he's more of a facilitator and a passer, and he still play. Like you could still appreciate his game, but it's
right.
not what it used to be. It's different.
Yeah, he want to switch it up.
Yeah,
One of
exactly. So I get that.
probably got a little
Yeah.
bored. So I think I understand what you're saying, have too, though, because I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna say I'm a rap fan, but it's certain artists that I like. But like, I also feel like now every day is a different rapper, so it's just hard to
Yeah.
even make genuine connections when I just feel like again it's like microwave type
Yeah.
artists. Like
I
you just
think
pop up today and then you
we
might be on tomorrow.
yeah,
Like
we lowered the bar. We lowered the bar for what's good. So when you lower the bar for what's good, everything can fly off the shelf. And then it's nothing has the value. But
yeah,
I wanted to talk about with the Kanye project. See, like when Kanye was making like great music, I'm
Mhm.
more inclined to deal with the theatrical stuff. But if I
Mhm.
dealt with you playing like you know what I mean? If let's use this example. If I dealt with you taking me the long way around somewhere because it was worth it,
Right.
when you take me the long way around there and it's not worth it, I don't want to take the long way.
You don't
So
want that
like
no more.
all of the skits and all that stuff like that, I'm not for all of it if the music is not good. Like when you do like my dark twisted
fantasy.
beautiful fantasy, dark fantasy or whatever like that, like I'm for all of that and it's challenging to my music ears because it's great music. But when you try to do that same type of rollout and the music just not that good and
Right.
your effort is not that good, it's just like, So I didn't even like go into this one expecting or even had the capacity to like, yo, I'm not spending, I got 35 minutes in the car. I'm not spending all my time trying to figure out if this ass or not. Like
I was about to say, did you listen to it?
I listened to some of it and I kind of checked out on the lines of like some of it is trying to get like it's getting too spacey and it's like the bar is not matching. Like, and it's just like it's just not good enough. And I'm a fan that I love Donda. Like I thought Donda was real good. I think Donda goes up there with some of his projects.
Yeah, Donda grew on me because of y'all. Y'all
Yeah.
kept pushing it, but I just this one right here, this Vultures one, I literally like honest to God, I listened to the first song and I was done. I didn't
Yeah.
even get through the first song. I didn't
And
even
I
get
like
to the
Ty, and I'm a Ty Dolla Sign fan. Like I like Ty Dolla Sign too, but you would think this would be like a great collab, but it just seemed like Kanye don't care no more. Like to me,
That's interesting that like you said you can tolerate the antics if it's good music, and with me, I can't listen to the music because of the antics.
The antics
Okay.
threw me off, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
because I've done that before though. Like with Kanye when he was going down that lane of like being real, like theatrical in his music and stuff like that. And I'm cool. Like even with some stuff, I was like, I don't know, but
mhm.
it kind of was like eye opening. Like, damn, this is a really good project when I thought it wasn't going to be. Like when he rolled out my Dark Twisted Fantasy after the college dropout run, it was a different sound. But it was a different sound, but it was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it.
Started with 808s and Heartbreak with Kanye though. That was the
Which
first.
I didn't like. I didn't like it because it was too different, and I didn't.
You know
Yeah.
that was the first album I believe that he had released after his mom had passed. So he
Yeah.
really was going through it. And I remember that album, like I loved it. Like it was so different than College Dropout and Late Registration, but it was just a different sound. And again, with Kanye, like he's one of those artists that he can just switch it up and sometimes it works. But for me, the antics outside of the music had me like I just can't support it. And I also
Yeah.
feel like nowadays with social media and just the way it's so many new artists, and like we said, the bar has been lowered. It's like no separation between you, the artist as a person and the artist as an artist. And I feel like back in the day, you didn't know what the artist had going on. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't
Or
too
they
many.
kids and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't avenues where you could like hear them go on a rant and really hear what they got to say. Like you heard their music on the radio and that was it. Unless they maybe did something crazy that was in the news. But nowadays it's like it's hard to separate for me anyway, it's hard to separate the artist from the person because it's so
Right.
much out there. So with Kanye, like I loved him, but once he started acting weird outside of the music, I'm like, I don't want to listen to nothing you got to say. Even when he referred to himself as like Jesus, like I just feel like you getting a little crazy, especially when I don't know if y'all saw the documentary he did on Netflix, where it's like it's showing his rise to stardom, and you could just tell he totally switched up. And it's
Yeah.
like
He's
Yeah,
off.
he let the
Yeah.
fame get to him.
he really
Yeah.
I
did.
believe. I
He
believe
He
no,
let the car. He let the Kardashian get to him.
that too.
well, that was a part of I feel the fame, but I mean, even it was a scene where his mom pretty much was trying to keep him humble. Like his mom is telling him in so few words, like stay humble, because she knew her child. So it was just
Right.
interesting. At this time, nobody knew him. I mean, they knew him as a producer. They didn't know him as the artist. And so his mom is basically just supporting him, encouraging him, and she's pretty much said, Kanye, like you could be in the air but on the ground at the same time. Like don't get too ahead of yourself. And it's sad that she I feel was his like she was his grounding type person, and once she went,
It
that's
was
when
over.
he just lost it. Yeah,
He took off. Yeah.
he did.
He
Yeah,
was really like, but I know it's not easy to stay humble, and I think, but it wasn't nothing you can tell Kanye he couldn't do. Like
mm-hmm.
every time they told Kanye he couldn't do something, he did it. Like
Did it.
he
Yeah,
made $1 billion. He made more money than athletes for selling shoes, and he was a rapper. Like,
yeah, yeah.
and he wasn't the best rapper. Like if somebody told you somebody would make all that type of money off of shoes, it would be like Jay-Z or
Right.
Tupac or something like that. It wouldn't be like Kanye. So it's like
You know, Kanye, I respect him so much. It's just I feel sad about what happened to him.
he's like a mad genius, like
He really
in
did.
that regards. Yeah,
Had that confidence. Like he knew
yeah,
it. And it's important to have that confidence. Like you have to be a little delusional. But it's sad that once he got to that place, he just kind of lost his mind. So I know we kind of
Some,
got off track, but it just was going back
yeah,
to like, the artist versus like the person,
yeah,
how that, is involved in the music
right.
industry.
But the Drake pack, I think it was a good rollout. I think you might see that for more artists where they just gonna drop a .com or a .org, and it's gonna give you a total peek behind the curtain where you get pictures, you get videos, you get a few songs that you can download and things of that nature.
And it was
See, I heard,
pictures on there too, right? Because I heard he
Yeah,
put
yeah.
pictures of Rihanna and stuff up there. I'm like, what is Drake doing?
but then they say he threw like a little shot at Cole. You seen that?
I saw that he retweeted like a tweet that Cole
Yeah,
had put out years ago or something like that. Yeah. So
Ooh.
I mean, I think it's kind of up for everybody with Drake because he kind of feel like everybody turned their back on him. Like even LeBron was in there like they not like us. Like,
Hell
so
yeah.
everybody, yeah. So everybody is kind of like he and he doesn't. I mean, maybe that's what make him great, but he's very vindictive with things. So it ain't gonna go unchecked. Like a lot of things gonna go like they said is one thing where he said the next tour is gonna be they not like us or something like that, or then it was like a layout for like a plane that's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be like Air Drake 2. And like the bottom of it says she probably on here or something like that. Just a bunch of stuff. But I like to see that, like get off of Spotify, get off of Apple Music and make your money the way you make it.
I mean, not that
I'm
he
gonna-
needs any more money.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
not
think we
saying-
need to flip the trend of how things going. Like
Yeah.
we need different. Like when things get too stagnant, it's like when Jay-Z took off the throwback jersey and put on the button up, like something different for the
But it's
culture. That's what the
I'm
culture
about
is.
to say it's Drake, so Drake could do that and win, whereas though other artists might not be able to do that and pull it off. But kudos.
Yeah, that is
Shout out
true.
to him.
That is true. If your music good though, people will follow you wherever it go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so wherever they gotta get it from, they'll get it if it's that good. Like some people can pull that off, like the Beyonces of the world, the Lil Waynes of the world, the Futures of the world. If they wanted to mimic that type of rollout, they could.
It can. Oh, for sure.
The Locks could do it. Wu-Tang could do it. Wu-Tang sold the album to the boy that never got
Never
released.
even
Like,
heard it. Never got released.
yeah. That's something different. Nobody did. Like, imagine Beyonce make an album and just sell it to some billionaire and just like nobody get it. That's just for him.
Wow.
Nobody ever
Yeah,
heard the album.
yeah. Like
That's crazy.
nobody never heard it. Yeah.
The billionaire need to sell that joint. Like, all right, well, you gave it to me, so I can release it for my money back.
So let me ask you this. Somebody asked me this week. Like, do black people got like where did I see this at? It might have been on Dr. Umar page where it's just talking about like we pick and choose who are part of like our culture and who are a part of our like our race or whatever like that. Because they said like people accepting Kamala right now and they like, oh, Kamala, yeah, black president. And they said her grandparents are black, but her mom and dad are like half or whatever like that. Some ways down there, but her parents are not 100% black. Her grandparents are somehow like that. And versus Drake, who dad is fully black and his mom is fully white, and people saying Kamala more black than what Drake is. Like, and it's just like, are we just like biased of who we accept as black people in our culture?
I was always told if your dad was black, you're black. That's what
Whoever your dad is or something like that. Yeah. But everybody want to tell Drake he not black though.
I mean, Drake is definitely black, but it also was, I think with Drake, it was really the fact that he grew up mainly white and Jewish because his mom raised him. And then, of course, when he could capitalize off of being black, he did.
Can you say that about Kamala too, though?
I feel like Kamala is black. I literally just looked up her heritage. Her mom is Indian. She went to but her dad is black. Her dad is Jamaican.
Okay. Wow. They count. They count. How we counting them?
Yes. What do you mean?
Because they pick and choose when they want to fuck with us. How we counting them?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, because some Haitians will be like, I ain't black.
It was just
Haitians will tell you they'd be like, I'm not black. I'm Haitian.
We was all different stops. We got off at the boat in America, or our ancestors, their ancestors got off the boat on the islands. That's the only difference. Like they're black.
Tell them that though. They don't like
sports. Yeah, it ain't us. I'm cool. Like I'm locked in with everybody, but they don't be. They pick and choose when we cool with them. Like
yeah, well, it's definitely some like beef in between the like with all the black people. I mean, are we surprised? But so
it's her
question. I mean, I don't want to throw no shade, but it's just I feel like this goes back to what I wanted to talk about, which was like just gatekeeping black culture in general. Because there are certain individuals who we know
that shit going
wine left. Like
it's going, bro.
I'm thirsty though, bro. I'm thirsty. I don't want to dump the ice in my mouth.
Find some liquid.
What you trying to
I'm hot, bro. I'm trying to find the melted ice at the bottom. That's what I'm trying to find. I know there ain't no more liquor in there.
Oh, that shit is bad. Go ahead, Ty.
Go ahead, no shade, Ty.
It's shade, but it ain't shade. It's certain individuals who cosplay black people. Sometimes they be on podcasts. Sometimes, they be touching on things, talking about things that you have no business talking about because you're not black. And it doesn't matter who you had kids with. This goes for anybody. It don't matter if you had some black stuff. You're still not black.
No shade.
No shade, though.
I'm just saying.
No, listen.
Topic, right? We're on a topic, and it just was burning me up because I feel like I was bamboozled. Okay, I was bamboozled. I was under the impression
you never asked.
Don't ask, don't tell policy. Like really,
you black? You supposed to ask who black here.
But the topic.
Well, I say that to is it a difference between black and like and is hip hop culture separate from black and what black culture is? Is it can you be of a different race and a different creed and be in the culture of hip hop but not cosplay being black. Is it a difference?
No, I'm sorry. I feel like if you're because I've come across super like cool white dudes who love rap, but they're not acting like they're not white. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they can like you can have a conversation about rap, you can like talk to them, but they are still who they are. They're not
So is
talking.
acting black, acting like if you of hip hop culture, is that acting black?
Well, no, because I just said, I mean, there's plenty of white dudes who love rap, but they're not
Yeah,
acting black.
I
They,
get that, but I'm saying like if you dress streetwear, is streetwear something of black culture?
I personally feel like it is. But I
Okay.
don't feel like one thing. I feel like it's several different things. You know what I'm trying to say? It's
Okay. Yeah.
the way you dress, the way you talk, how you respond to black issues, or if you feel as if you're in a position to speak on black issues. If you feel like because your partner or the father or mother of your kid is black or of another race, like you're automatically part of the culture. Like I feel like it's not just one factor, it's like the whole
Yeah.
person. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say?
I'm just saying it's for the sake of conversation. I'm not like justifying anything.
Oh yeah, no,
It's just a conversation that we gotta have because like I think a lot of times like us as black people we pick when things are acceptable or when it's like, oh, this is black, but now it's not black.
I agree.
But like
And
same thing
yeah,
with like when like white women get and I'm not saying it just because your hair blind, but like when white women get braids, oh fuck no, she trying to be black. But like when black women dye their hair blonde, it's not like, oh, you trying to be white. Like, you know what I mean? So we can't have it both ways. That's what I'd be killing me with black people. Like when you see them in the comments and stuff like that, people only can act black, but black people can never act another like
I mean,
another race.
black
Like
people
when
can,
you got black people, well, they say black people invented country, so it's like,
and there's also black
yeah,
people who
yeah.
are born with blonde hair and blue eyes. Like just because we don't see that, I mean, I can research some pictures and show it to you. It's like a
I
thing.
believe, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's a thing. So like, I mean,
They look like Kevin Hart. You ever saw Kevin Hart in that scary movie when he was all white with not another scary movie or something like that? The fake movie when he was
I
all white.
had like 10 of them Johns. Um, yeah, no, it's definitely a thing where like I personally believe that black people don't gatekeep enough. Um, yes, you have black people that try to portray themselves as something different, or they might have tendencies of another race. But again, it's not to me, it's not anything on the surface. Like you have to look deeper into the person. Like, do I feel like you have self-hate? Do you have an identity crisis based on just how you act, not just the fact that you dyed your hair blonde and you got blue contacts in your eyes? Like I'm not gonna assume you're trying to be white just because of your presentation. I think it's like the whole person. Like, what are your views? Like, how are you moving through the world? I think it's just a deeper conversation than like what's on the surface. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's cool to
Go ahead.
love our culture, to celebrate our culture. Just realize it's our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to steal
And
our
you think that's the problem? Be a lot of times like people don't credit the culture for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we cosplay in a lot of cultures too, and I think people don't. They very open about cosplay when people cosplay in our culture, but we not very open to like doing it to
They
other
don't
people and
allow
stuff
us in
like that.
there.
Why? So
Yeah.
I'm cosplaying being white because I got blonde hair.
No, but I'm saying if somebody white said that, it wouldn't be too far off. Like if somebody
I think,
white
for
say like, look,
example,
she trying to act white because she got blonde hair.
I
Like
think,
that's
for
just like me
example,
saying something about like go ahead.
what they did with Beyonce with the country and all that. They wasn't trying to let her in that culture because
Yeah, but that's the same thing we do. Like when like they say
we
Eminem can't be
allow
the best. They say Eminem can't be the best rapper because he's not black.
they give him top 5, top 10 all the time.
We do a
He might
lot.
not be the best.
Yes.
He ain't the
I think
best
that's
because he white, black, or
yeah.
indifferent. He just ain't the best.
He just ain't the best.
The fuck?
He's just not.
I'll get that. I'll give you that sentiment that have like we are more accepting of letting people in than people are accepting of letting us in their culture. So maybe that's why we gatekeep ours so much. It's like
We
because
don't,
y'all wouldn't let us.
but we don't gatekeep.
No,
We
we
might
let
talk
him in.
to people, but gatekeeping is literally like we're
Well,
keeping
you can't make people. You
we're
can't
not-
make people not do something. All you can do is shame them about doing it. Like I can't tell you like, yo, stop talking like that. Like take those jerseys off or something like that. Like I can't tell you not to act that way.
Like for instance, the podcast, what was the girl named Bobby whatever? The
Bobby Eichhoff.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, Eichhoff or something like that.
To me, that's an example of like not gatekeeping, because how is it that you're just interviewing all of these like Black artists and being super weird and awkward and uncomfortable and sometimes a little like passive aggressive? Why are you not? And then now she's like hanging out with like all these like.
But she wasn't doing that at first though. Like she got to a point where like when mainstream media was loving her, she was interviewing Mark Cuban and stuff like that. And then when it kind of fell off, then it's like you see her with Offset, you see her with Ari, you see her with Sweetie and stuff like that. Like for a while it wasn't. And then if you go back to her interviews prior to Drake, it's all like white people of white culture. Like our first introduction to her is through what's the other guy that does the same type of interviews? Marco interviewed her, and then she took what Marco did and she was doing it as well and catapult that into a Drake interview. And then from there it was like Shaq, Mark Cuban, it was big names like and then it's like she slowly like kind of went away from like, oh yeah, this how I got my like Post Malone the same way. Post Malone came out with braids and he was White Iverson. Then he became mainstream. Now he hillbilly. And he Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit. Like So that's a lot of things too. And maybe we are too accepting in our culture that we go for stuff like that because it's like you posing to be the White Iverson. Like maybe we shouldn't have let that fly, but we just enjoyed the music and it turned him into it turned him to a big star, and then he just rolled out, and it's like that's it.
Yeah, or I mean, Miley Cyrus did the same thing when she had that 1 year run of like being like she was making music with Mike Will. It's like again cosplay. Like you could put on this costume and like pretend, and it's fun for you when it's urban, and then when you ready to hang it up in a closet, you could do that and still stay in your whiteness. But we are still going to be Black. We're still going to be in danger when we step out of our houses or even in our houses. R.I.P. Sonia Massey. So like I don't know. Like I just feel like again, I mean, this is such a deep conversation.
You can't. It is. Go ahead. I'm not gonna cut you off because I got a question.
No, go ahead.
So you can't like. So it's nothing they could do. So you can't appeal to like I think it's a tough call because like a person like James Brown and stuff used to go in and perform in front of white people and stuff like that, and white people would listen to their music and stuff like that. And he was appealing to white folks. That's not his culture and that's not his folks, but he was
appealing just because he was
performing to him. Just like that's no difference from Miley Cyrus.
He performed for him, but he wasn't accepted. He could perform. Like back then, you could perform for these people.
Yeah, you're right. But you had to go.
Once you get off the stage and try to go eat with them, you wasn't allowed to.
Okay, like, so that is true.
Like I seen a post earlier. I think I reposted it. Say they love our culture, want our culture, but they don't want us. So
exactly. So I get there. You go. Yeah, exactly.
So that's how it was with that back then.
They love our rhythm, but they don't want our blues.
Exactly.
You know, that's something that's and so. But even Black back then, James Brown. I mean, I feel like it's different with Black people because we know we operate in a white world. You know what I'm trying to?
We still operate in a space. Yeah.
We literally like this is a world they created that we are subjected to. Versus on the other side, you don't have to become a part of Black culture to be extremely successful. You don't. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you can stay in your world without Black people, and you're going to be just fine. However, we want to exceed or succeed in whatever it is we do. Unfortunately, there's certain ways we're going to have to maneuver. Do I feel like you should sell yourself? Absolutely not. But I also just feel like you have to be mindful of like, I'm the minority here. There might be things I have to do to get ahead. But with James Brown, for him to release, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. He's clearly showing his Blackness without any sort of like, he's not playing a fence. You know what I'm trying to say? He wasn't on the fence with it. He just knew he needed to appeal to them.
So why are we so accepting in our culture then? Why do we let the White Iversons and the Miley Cyrus on Mike Will?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we let that through?
Wow, yeah.
Why is that? Why do we appeal to that stuff? Because why? And that goes to the bigger question, just in general, like why we so like Have said, like we accept Jamaicans and Haitians, but Haitians and Jamaicans don't accept us. It's like why African Americans are so accepting of so many people who come in and try to, walk and talk and live the things that we got from the slums. Like,
Literally.
it's original and stuff like that, but it's not like it's what we did with what was left.
Left over, literally.
Yeah, so exactly, and they come and dig back for it, huh?
I'm sorry, I was trying to give Have thoughts, but I was trying to be funny because he took a sip.
Oh yeah, because he's sipping his water. Yeah, hey, what you talking
about? I'm sorry, I was trying to be slick with it.
Not this time. It's like but yeah. I mean, that's a question. That's a good question. It's something that's probably never gonna have like a perfect answer. You know what
I mean, what I think it is, what a lot of time is when you see like blacks in the black culture working with mainstream culture and like white culture, and all the time it be because it's beneficial to them. Like, so when you see Offset sit with Bobby Oiflow or whatever her name is, that put him in rooms where his name not brought up. So that's why you go do it. And it's like, it's almost like you said, is water. What I always say is watering the flower and not the soil, because you can see the flower and you reap the benefits of the flower more soonly. But maybe if you do that interview with somebody that's black and might not be that big, you might not reap the reward instantly, but in the long run you will when everybody in the community come up. And I think that's our problem, is we look for the fast grab instead of bringing people with us, like, because it's not instant gratification.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good question. I just wonder, like, because I know what you're saying. There are some West Indians from the islands who don't say they black, but I also feel like I hear a lot of them that do. Even like light-skinned Jamaicans with, who are very fair and have hair that I don't know looks like they wouldn't be black. I've come across people from the islands who said I'm black, even if they don't look black or will pass as black. So I also feel like that's an individualized thing. Like I wouldn't say all Jamaicans feel like they're not black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Yeah, it depends on who you talk to. But I just wonder if it has anything to do with us not knowing our culture. Like, is that why we're okay with anybody being a part of our culture? And I just say not knowing our culture in the sense of being American. Like, we were brought over here against our will. Everything that was original for us was stripped away. But
we have created a culture, and like what it is now is, we have created a culture, and we gatekeep it we don't gatekeep it. We try to kick people out of it, but we let them in it. Like, we let people in, and then we try to drag them out. Like, when we realize they came in to do wrong things, or or they just used us as a springboard.
Right. But why are we letting them in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, but like with the Beyonce, with the country album and stuff like that, they not going for it, but that's not going to stop her. Like K Michelle just signed a big deal when black people was looking at her like, what you doing country for? Like, girl, you couldn't do R&B no more. Why you running the country? And she's doing well in that circuit. Like, and that doesn't make her like she's a culture vulture. Oh, she just used this, and it's just weird, because I think I think culture is such a vast word, and people use it for so many different definitions.
Right.
When it comes to like what's culture and what's not, because like you can go over some places in Tokyo and they wear more like streetwear and stuff like that, more than like they look like how Wu-Tang used to look in the 90s. Like, and that's they look. And it's like, I get that's not still in the culture. It's just weird when you talk about, because hip hop originated from black people. Yeah, so it's hard to do hip hop and things like that without being black, without trying to imitating black.
But a lot of stuff stems from black culture. Some of us are just not even educated enough to know that. Like, for instance, country music, people not knowing black people were the original cowboys and things of that nature. Like, to me, it's stuff that you have to really dig deep to get the history, because you think this is something that white people, even rock and roll, that came from black people. I mean, we gotta look it up. We can't just go based off of, oh, well, they are they're more prevalent in it, so that means they invented it. No,
Well, history not being taught, so it's like
right?
you remove people. Like if, I didn't learn that like rock and roll was invented by black people until later on because that's not something that people that wasn't black was teaching you. Yeah, like
I'm about to say that ain't something they gonna tell us.
They wasn't gonna tell us that. Yeah.
But it's a lot of things like that, and even when you mention like Tokyo, other countries, like it's still stemming from black culture. Maybe y'all real swaggy with it, and y'all might be taking it to the next level, but we're still the original. Y'all are the new edition. So it's just.
I think that any of that you just gotta pay homage. Like if you pay homage to things like that, that'll be appreciated. Like when you drop the Rock and Roll album.
Yeah,
and you let people know that I'm inspired by X, Y, and Z. But that we do got to take a better care of our culture. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all got on there? Fred Hampton and
right. Nah, I'm good. Listen, you brought it up this time. I ain't bring it up. I ain't say nothing about nothing.
No, but y'all keep telling Drake he not black. That's what I don't want people to do. We can't pick who's black and who not. Not you per se, but we can't pick who black and who not. Like either you black or you not.
I mean, but how do you feel about him not being raised in black spaces? But that
don't make him not black though.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. That doesn't make you like if you haven't. It's not my fault that I wasn't privy to something. Like I can enjoy getting cornrows in my hair, but if I didn't know cornrows exist, you can't fault me for that. Like. Yeah. So they're trying to like blame him for the way he was raised. That's not his fault.
I see what you're saying.
And then you can't also be in the uproar like is 1 minute is like, and I hate to make it like Drake centric, but just in general, is 1 minute that y'all saying that he's trying to infuse in the culture and get into the culture, but you also would be bashing somebody if they deny him being it. Like people gave Michael Jackson shit because he wanted to be white or whatever the case may be. So you like for something like that, like you can't tell a person like, oh, forget you because you don't want to be what you really are, and then tell a person like, whoa, you want to be it, but we don't think you are it. Like so, it's just so much like
Even Mike later on came back to the culture.
Yeah, they said Mike was like Mike was playing all them years.
No, you know who was playing all them years? And I didn't know this until I watched the joint on Netflix. O.J. Simpson. I did not realize he did not like black people until everything happened, and he was going to the blackest churches. He was wearing kente cloth, all of that.
Yeah. Well, that was his lawyer rollout too. Like his lawyer was like. His lawyer was making sure that like you had to appeal to the common folk so you can pose this black against white thing. But Jay-Z said in this song, I'm not white, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Like he thought he was just OJ. Yeah, he said it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he said it and Jay-Z repeated it, but he's like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Like
he said that.
Yeah.
On the documentary, I think one of the cops was saying that like they had OJ in a car, and this was when something, I don't know if he had killed the wife yet or what, but it was like all of these people in his area of
don't indict him on no 3. We on 3 live streams. Like don't
all right, allegedly, right?
We on 3 different major platforms and you talking like that.
He lost his civil suit. Now I know my history because I watched the Netflix. So
he did lose the civil suit, but Rodney King won his civil suit too.
We're not talking about Rodney because Rodney was the victim. We talking about OJ. I could say he was found guilty. Now we got to talk about which case. But back to what I was saying, it was all these black people in his area. He gonna say, why all these niggas in? Why all these black people in Brentwood or wherever he was from? Like OJ, what are you talking about? You're black. Like he was disrespectful.
He did. That was in the movie too.
It's a thing though with fame and stuff like that. When you just think you not nothing. You just think you. Like,
dude, that's just
yeah.
But then you come right back to the black community when you.
And that's our problem for allowing people to pick up and put down. Like we a forgiving culture. I tell you that for sure.
And we was riding with them.
Y'all ride like.
With them.
But they talked about.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because I feel like I've been talking.
No. I'm still on OJ. I'm talking about like we was riding with him. I'm talking about I remember they had the case on. I was in school. I was in like middle school or something like that. They had the case on
He was in
TV.
college. He was in college. He was in college.
I wanted no fucking college. I was like middle school, and they had the verdict on TV, and you could see like when they said not guilty, we jump up.
Yeah.
And I'm a whole kid. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
For real.
Right.
It just
But I
felt that
knew-
way. Yeah, it just felt like us against them type thing.
Yeah, I knew he was us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, when you watch the documentary, it definitely, like, what I liked about it is that it put everything that was happening.
Which one did you watch? That's the Hulu one, or
The one that,
the FX? FX, yeah, okay, yeah.
because it actually came out, I think, a few years ago. But I think like once he died, they kind of put it back or whatever. But what I liked about that one is that it kind of painted the picture of what was going on with the racial stuff at the same time where OJ stuff is happening. So you see how what happened was really just, like y'all said, it was really just black people feeling like, oh, well, we got it, like we won for once because
because everything was going so left so many times. Like it was the perfect storm for things to go the right way because it was going left so many times. Like we needed this one because so many was given.
Yeah, exactly.
To make that analogy. Yeah.
And he just so happened to reap the benefits of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So many black people on his back, even though prior to that, he never once stood up for civil rights. He never once used his place. Even at Olympics, I believe, a few of the players will be holding up their fists or whatever, like in solidarity.
He's not black. He OJ.
Well,
they said Michael Jackson was a Crip. That's true. And they said he had a deep voice.
No.
I did hear he had a deep voice, and that he just not even deep voice.
They say he'd be like Eddie Murphy. I'm just playing. I ain't really like that. They just think I'm like that.
I think he was like a little timid. He might have had a deep voice, but he was timid.
Well, he was an entertainer, so he did what he had to do.
Yeah. But they said that to go back to OJ, just to finish this off, they said that like his trial started like court TV and like that whole like national television thing. Like they said like the Bronco sales went through the roof after that. Like
they said they talked about how, I mean, I don't even know if I was born yet when that happened. I can't remember, but it just talked about how like back then it was just like a nightmare.
It was the 90s.
Y'all had to be born, yo.
When was it?
Was Pac alive? Was Pac alive?
90 what though? Because I was born in 91.
91?
Come on,
this shit had to be
91.
Yeah, I mean, can y'all be mad at me for when I was born?
It had to be 90. It had to be. I was on the third floor, so it had to be 94, 95.
I don't think I was born yet.
He said he was in his third year of college.
I said I was on the third floor.
I didn't know it was that old though, because when you saw OJ play in college and in the pros, he had like the old like one ring helmet and stuff like that. I'm like, wait up, this is kind of old.
No, it was 94. So yeah, I was.
It had to be 94.
Yeah, but that was post his playing career. Like he retired somewhere in the 80s, right?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was way past playing football. He was doing movies.
TV,
yeah.
It was crazy. He still was on TV. It's crazy. He was still on the TV with Kim and Mason.
Before he died, yeah.
Before he died, like recently, yeah.
That man was sick. He where he belonged. Let's just say
he wrote a book saying if I did it, which is a great marketing plan.
No, the joint where they be having
you gotta give him a
When you had a girl, he'd be like, I want.
Yeah, the night. He was a lunatic, man.
He really was.
Yeah.
No, he was.
But he went to jail. He went to jail for a couple years for stealing his own stuff.
Yeah, and they talked about that too, how that all went down.
Yeah,
They gave him like 20 years for that.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all hear the theory? Yeah, they got that time back. They got that back. Yeah, That's one of them joints where they tell you like, don't get in trouble again because you know they gonna get your ass. Like he's supposed to stay out of trouble, but they got him.
But he was like Kanye. He thought he was invincible. So he
Exactly.
exactly.
go in there and get his stuff and walk out.
Did y'all hear the story that well, the theory, because you know they're doing like a lot of movie theories. Did y'all hear the theory that on Friday Craig mom was cheating with the pastor?
No.
Yeah.
The pastor
So-
was across the street.
No,
Oh,
he
but
went
the
to
pastor
Craig
pulled up.
house first,
Yeah, pulled
Yeah.
up and asked for her.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did go in the house.
and she came home. She left for work and came back home.
Yeah.
How we know it wasn't the end of the day when she was done work?
At the end of the day, it was the middle of the day because he said, "Why you always coming through here on the middle of the day?" He said that to the pastor,
Yeah.
Oh.
and the pastor was surprised that Craig was there because he
Yeah.
like it's the middle of the day. You ain't supposed to be here sitting on the porch. It was
Yeah.
Friday in the middle of the day.
But I thought when the pastor came to Craig, he saw Miss was it not Miss Jackson, whoever it was
Miss
across
Parker.
Parker.
the street.
Yeah, but he
I
went
thought
to-
he saw her and went right over there.
No,
And
he
then
went
But
there
he came
first.
there first.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he
He
did a
came there
two.
first.
He did.
He was knocking the whole neighborhood down.
Yeah, because her husband, the other Miss Parker
Yeah.
husband, called him.
He climbed up the. Remember, he climbed up the thing. He climbed up the wall. Remember, he climbed up the wall. He was like, "I'm gonna get you, motherfucker."
He ain't climb up the fucking wall.
Yes, he did. He climbed up the what's the name? He was trying to get in the grass and he was chasing him.
Your shoulders.
You don't remember when he was chasing him out the house?
Right.
And
I know.
Mr. Parker jumped down. He jumped down off the grass into the
Right.
onto the pavement.
Yeah.
And then he went back and he said, "Get back in that damn house." And he climbed up the damn thing.
Oh, of the
He
knock.
climbed up he climbed up into the garden to tell her to go back in the house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you had to do your shoulders.
Because he got up on the joint, like he had to get up on there like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy how all them motherfuckers is gone though.
Yeah, they all did. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. And then his dad came home at 3:00. The dad came home from work
Mm-hmm.
at business time. So if she wasn't home early, you could tell because the dad would have been there too. He didn't get home till later on that day.
Yeah, she came home early. But I don't know if she was smashing though. That's crazy.
Did you ever notice this? Something I didn't notice. I saw on the internet. Did you ever notice that when Craig girl calling him is a guy laying in the bed with her?
Yeah, I did notice.
I didn't know that at first.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until somebody told me he got like the Dickies on.
Yeah, he right in the background too. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't notice. I didn't notice that till like years later because when I first
Yeah.
watched Friday, I watched it on a bootleg, so I couldn't see none of that anyway.
I
I
forgot.
watched it on USA one time, and that's when I seen that. Like, yo.
Did y'all catch it? Did y'all catch any of the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have been doing. COVID
Yeah.
Olympics.
Have been tuned in.
Yeah.
Screaming too. Screaming.
Yeah.
Like I was screaming for motherfuckers wasn't even from USA, like Nigerian motherfuckers and everything. Like I was too much into it.
See, that's your problem. See, they don't even fuck with y'all. You think they was screaming for you? Yeah, you
I'm
think they
like,
was screaming?
go. Yeah, I was just happy. I don't know why. I just was into that shit.
Yeah.
Even today.
I've learned. Yeah, go ahead.
Today, the boy Quincy Hall, that joint, he came back from. He was like trying hard as shit to come back. And like you can see, he was windy. He was trying hard as shit to come back. He came back and won the gold. Like that shit was crazy.
I never noticed how much fun like track and field events really are. Like until I never really paid attention to them until like where I work at, they start doing them, and then I caught some on the Olympics. But it is fun to watch people run track and do hurdles and stuff like that. And you know, yeah. So that is fun to watch. And I saw that like at the beginning of the week, maybe the first week of the Olympics. The U.S. was down. We was down in like medals, like at least gold medals. Yeah, we was winning, but we ain't had that many gold medals. But like my buddy at my job was telling me, he was like, "No, watch when the track and field start. They gonna start racking up the gold medals." And next thing you know, it's like,
and that was crazy because the I think it was the men 400 or something, whatever it was. When they was building it up, it was this guy from I think he's from Great Britain and somebody from like Sweden. Like they was beefing. It was like real life beef. So they was the top two people. And them motherfuckers ain't even, they came in like bronze and the other one didn't even medal. The two American people came from out of nowhere and won it. And I was in this joint screaming like crazy. Like,
and that's the crazy people. That's the crazy thing about it because they meet 2 years and then 4 years or like once a year. So you never could tell what's the difference. Like the Olympics is every 4 years, but they do the world every
The
2
world
years,
doing
something
every
like
two,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I heard him a couple times. They be like, yeah, he lost in the worlds, but that was 2 years ago. He back this year, and you just don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
it was crazy because these two, like, they really had like you know how the boxing matches be, the
yeah,
press conference. They had press conference and they was beefing like he
yeah,
don't want no smoke. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
they barely can talk English, but they talking crap,
Yeah.
and none of them won it. Like it was,
You don't
it was
want water with me, Mike? I'll
and
bloody
even
your
one of
nose,
them won
Mike.
it. It was crazy, yo. That was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
I watch
Olympics
it.
has
I be
been
watching
good.
them.
Yeah, yeah. I like to watch the random sports that nobody really watch and stuff like that. The random stuff you just turn on, like in the middle of the night, I'll turn on a random ass event and just be watching. Like, how is this? How is this shit even a sport? Like they had like break dancing on there and shit like that. Like power walking. It's one where it's like speed walking. Like
That's a sport.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
they
an
be
Olympic
like,
sport. Yeah.
Look at them shoulders.
yo, they be
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
I
Here go
seen
them.
Joe, they was doing the climbing, like wall climbing, speed
Yeah,
climbing. Like the
yeah.
joint I sent y'all, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what is
And
this?
then they got like skiing coming up, and then they all the way over and somewhere doing surfing, and it's dope. I think it was a bigger experience back in the day when you didn't know like who was the greatest
Yeah.
people in the world. So when they met up, it really was a determination. But now you kind of know who the best is. Like
Mhm.
it's just a matter of you seeing them racing. Like back in the early '90s, you didn't know like the guy from Britain was the next coming or he won. Like you just wouldn't know until the world showed up together and things like that.
Yeah.
I know 2028 there in LA. I'm saving my money because I'm going.
Yeah, I did say I wanted to go. I wanted to go. That's something you could say. You could say like a bucket list thing because it doesn't come that. When the last time was like '92 or something like that in Atlanta.
And that's the thing. Every time it's in the States, they do like blow the shit up and shit like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
They blew Atlanta up, and I think it was in LA before they blew that shit up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was years ago. And I remember it was in Greece. They blew something up in Greece. That's why then people didn't want to go. The year 2004, they blew something up in Greece, and people was like, "No, I ain't going."
I'm surprised they still had it after all of that. But I mean, I'm not
Oh, no,
surprised.
they gonna have it.
It's a lot of
I don't care
money.
nothing about that. It's a lot of money.
Maybe I ain't going. I don't know about that. You
That's
talking
why
about
I'm
going?
gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be cautious.
How you gonna be cautious in a stadium that they blew up? They try to blow up a stadium.
If that
Yeah.
nigga look like he about to a nigga that's about to blow something up,
You better call them folks.
I'm out. Oh, he looked like he'll blow up type motherfucker. I'm out.
That's what happened with the Trump thing. Like people was like kind of late to react. I'm like, you could tell there was no black people in that crowd. As soon as that pop,
What,
he just
Trump?
got down. Yeah, it's just the natural instincts. Like they were standing there like,
Y'all think that was real? You think
No.
that was real?
No.
I
I
don't think that
don't.
was real, bro. I don't think that was real.
y'all conspiracy theories.
I don't think it was real, bro. It just ain't look real,
I mean,
man.
who we're talking about? Trump. He's
Yeah.
a con artist, literally. So everything he do to me is fake and a lie and for attention.
Yeah, he do lie a lot, a hell of a lot.
A whole lot. So yeah, we can't. Y'all got to tune into that speech yesterday. Let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, well, we approaching the minute 30 mark.
What's up?
Y'all want to talk about some?
news?
You want to talk about some good news we got? Anything going on? Anything new?
What's going on, man?
Anything new? Anything new?
That's a good question. What is new? What is going on?
Well, we still for all y'all out there, we still working on this end of the year event, right, Ty?
Put your trunks up and your bikinis on. Save them for later.
Yeah, the
We ain't
pool
gonna
party
do
we're
a
gonna have to
pool.
hold off.
Yeah.
Y'all
Put your
wanted that
bathing
pool
suit up.
party.
Yeah, what y'all thinking? I mean, we definitely gotta do something in the summer.
Right.
In the summer and a Halloween party for sure.
So Halloween is what, October? The end of October?
You can tell you go to church talking about what day Halloween is. we ain't do that. My mom ain't let me go outside.
Shut up.
My mom ain't let me go out there. We went to church.
I mean, I've just never been like a Halloween girl. Like I've never been super excited to dress up, and I don't know.
Watch your candy. It could be a gun in your candy. Remember that? Check the candy.
A razor. No, it was a
A
razor.
razor, yeah. Moms used to be like, man, you ain't checking this game.
I know you
If I
gotta
die.
Nah, I'm tearing this
Yeah.
lady up when she goes to
Yeah.
What's the big
But
news, bro? What's the
oh, the
what's,
big news. We had something brewing, and we got something brewing. So I want to say we rolling out in a bigger capacity. Like you're not just gonna see us, and we told y'all the whip was coming. We told you gotta do this, Hab. You gotta do this, Hab.
Yeah,
You
Mr.
gotta do this. Yeah. Well, we told you that we trying to roll out, so we gathered a bunch of creators that we all know, and from all walks of the country, from different walks of the country, right? That's true. That's not a lie.
Nah, that ain't a
So we
lie though.
gathered a lot of creators that we know, and we banded something together. We're not 100% sure on the name right now. Was kind of close. No, it ain't close.
It ain't close at all.
It ain't close, bro. We
So
lost.
so you want to get a name now for the? I like to call this the people, the real ones, because they still on. You a real one if you still a minute and 25, an hour and 25 minutes,
Right.
25 minutes in.
Yeah, let me see something real quick. I just want to see if we got any more votes because I mean I feel like we know what it's gonna be. Oh wait, I got another vote. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we 75%, 25% right now.
Well, how many more votes to go?
Just one more.
Oh, that ain't gonna change. That makes 70-30, right? Yeah, I ain't. Well, somewhere 45ish or something like that.
55, 50 maybe, but yeah, either way, yeah.
It's so hard. No, but what we said, like we rolling out a media company. The name is going to be. Can we get a drum roll going or something like that? Bang! You know at the church, right, Ty? That's how they did at the church. They go bang. Thank you, Deacon. Bang! Yeah, they go.
You used to be at church for the revival, and when it was
I used to go Y2K. I was at church.
Right,
I
so
ain't gonna lie.
Like it's not just me.
My mom didn't even go to church, but she sent me to church. No, I actually did what's name church this week. So I did virtual church
you went to church
and Bible study.
You did Bible study?
And my man was in the gym too, man. Shout out my
That's a new me, bro.
2 days, right? 2 days.
Next time y'all see me in this joint, I'm taking the t-shirt off underneath it. Like, yeah, that nameplate, it ain't tight, it's just busting out. Like, yeah.
You gonna be like,
yeah, that's me. Like, yeah. Biggie with the weight off. Yeah. But yeah, to get back to it, the name will be DM, the Discord Media.
Discourse Media.
Discourse Media. I said Discord. Discourse Media is going to involve a lot of creators. Some creators y'all probably know from what they've been doing in Philly just in general. Some creators you know because they've been associated with the Dip or they've been associated with like previous podcasts. Some people have been guests. Some people just coming on in a different capacity, but we know them and they're going to bring multifacets to it. Like, you know, we talking business, we talking investments, we talking lifestyle, life coaching, the happenings and knows on what's going on in Philly. We got some unapologetic girls, some unapologetic guys, some unapologetic people just in general. And as we grow, we just we're adding. So, you know, we want to do something just for the culture, just in general, music, just attacking things on all platforms, but in a capacity that we're all, you know, holding each other hand and just helping each other get to the common goal and stuff like that. You know, we build better when we together. That's what I like to say.
Yeah.
So
and we also want y'all to know, like, I know this live we've been on for the past hour and a half. Like, we've been talking about some real heavy stuff. We're talking about politics. We're talking about the Black culture and the differences in all of us as Black people between the U.S. and the islands. Like, you know, we just talking about some real heavy stuff. And with the media company, I feel like our goal is to not only reach people and give them information and educate them on things, but to also touch on the things that are not maybe as popular. You know what I mean? Like, of course, in this social media age, it's about viral moments and everything being super, I don't know, like catchy and grabbing your attention. However, like we want to also be able to incorporate other things like the news, what's happening in the news, what's happening in politics, what's happening in sports and music, and like just different areas to be very well rounded. So we appreciate y'all for being open to the growth. I mean, we literally just was talking about artists and how they go through growth periods where they want to kind of switch things up. So with the Dip or the Days in Progress podcast with Ty, we want to just kind of open ourselves up to like reach everybody, not just Dads in Progress or Moms in Progress, but like everyone. So yes, everyone will be in progress.
And like we said, it's just like, you know, as creators that we all just like, if we band together, we build that pyramid that help us elevate. And, you know, a lot of creators, I feel like y'all might know from just, or don't know, but it's just a way of like to centralizing what we like to call like a centralized hub for so many things. So we can get out and help with voting. So we can get out and do fundraisers and stuff like that. And kind of band together on all things that we all want to do individually, but doing it together is easier to achieve and stuff like that. And we constantly rolling things out, and we going to keep rolling more things out and see what stick against the wall. And that's the conversation we've been having the last 2 to 3 months now. Yeah. Before we even roll back the Dip, it was like, well, when we bring this out, what's next? And this is an elevation stage, you know. Yeah. What you got? Anything else?
No, it's just pretty much y'all touched on everything. It's just us helping each other out instead of the crabs in the barrel mentality. We the hands in the barrel where we reach out down to grab one another to pull each other up to the top, and we won't stop till we all on top. And that's what we, as a whole, as the discourse. That's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. Get everybody to the top.
I like how you put that. Yeah.
Over everybody.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Even though he said the name, I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, I don't know where he just put discourse in there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. Like, it just.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you that last logo I made that right between the time I text you and said, hey, I wanted to send some more stuff. To the time I sent there, that was the last one, and it was like that was the best out of all of them I sent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now those.
But yeah, just like you said, we building together, we building strong and stuff like that, and we're gonna have an exciting year. We're gonna close out the year well, and then we're gonna start out 2025 well and stuff like that, and just like build a village that I think our culture just in general has just been missing. And it's going to be something for everybody. Like, not everything is going to align with you, but as a goal and as a whole, we all got the same same goal in sight. So, so the real ones that stuck around to the end, they got the good, they got the tea. And that's how they say it, the tea.
The tea, for sure. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming. We agreed on a name. That was our first major project, is just making sure we knew what we wanted to be called. And now we about to get into the meat and potatoes, get some stuff cooking up.
Hash shit, look at that shit. Hash shit gumbo. Hash shit gumbo for sure.
Not the jambalaya.
I'm about to stir my spaghetti up after this is over too. Yeah.
Don't have no. Make sure ain't no love spell in there.
No. We cool.
Yo, y'all both on the floor?
Yeah, it's comfortable on the floor.
Why y'all ain't tell me I was supposed to be on the floor? Like, I feel like I'm out of place. Next time I'm gonna lay down on the floor and kick my feet up in the bed.
Yeah, I like being on the floor, man. I like the floor.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yo,
yeah.
Come up out of that, man. We did, our people done raised to a higher standard than that. Get up off them floors, man.
You the eyeball.
You think y'all great grandparents worked that hard for y'all to sit on floors? Like, y'all need to come up out of that. Leave that in the past.
Don't do that. Leave that in the past. You funny.
But this is the Dip with Ty. Don't forget the with Ty. This is the Dip with Ty, the host with the most. Live 2.0. We're doing a lot of points, because we got a point to get across. Thank you for tuning in. That's a bar.
I like that.
Thank you for tuning in. All the support we got on Facebook. People was tapped in on Facebook. People who tapped in on YouTube. And people jumping in and out on live. You know, thanks to be bearing with us on this Wednesday night, right?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, right? All right.
Yeah, when we do another one, what y'all thinking? Like a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, another week on a Wednesday.
Okay.
Lonely on a Wednesday night. Yeah, I don't know that song.
Wednesday with the dip in time, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Discourse Media.
Dipping. Discord Media Company. DM coming to you live and direct.
DM.
Yeah.
I like how that sounds. All right, we out.
Peace.